Taking this moment to stop within our day to check in with how we feel. Noticing how our breath helps soothe our body. As we pause and breathe, notice how our body begins to soften. Where are the areas that we begin to let go? Begin to bend our knees. Let's place our hands behind our head. Interlace our fingers if it feels good for you. And then on our next inhale, let's lift our hips up off the floor. Notice how this feels in our head, neck, shoulders. And then on our next exhale, slowly lower our hips down about halfway and pause. Lift our hips back up. Lower them down halfway. Pause. And lift back up. Lower them down halfway. And lift back up. And then lower down halfway, hold. Release our hands from behind our head. Notice how our head rests on the floor. Lift our hips back up and lower them down halfway. Continue to lift and lower, lowering only to a place that feels good for you, lifting only to a place that feels good. Then lower down to about 3/4 of the way. And lift back up. Lower, maybe tap the mat. Lift back up. Find a couple more. And lower all the way down. Keeping our eyes closed, let's interlace our fingers behind our head again. Take a moment to let our head and neck soften. And lifting our elbows, keep our neck soft, our head relaxed. Let our forearms gently grip our head. Then lifting our head up off the mat, keeping our neck and shoulders relaxed. Slide our hands up the back of our head a little bit so that we tuck our chin. Keep gripping the back of our head with our hands. Focus on tipping our chin towards our throat more than lifting our head. Slowly turn our chin towards the right using our hands, not our neck. Bringing our chin back to center and then to the left, again using our arms, our hands, our shoulders, letting our head and neck stay relaxed. And then bringing our head back to center. Slide our hands up a little bit more. And slowly lowering our head down. Releasing our hands from behind our head. Let our arms relax back out. Just rock our head side to side. And bringing our head back to center. Let's roll to one side, come to standing at the front of our mat. As we find a standing position, let's inhale, sweep our hands up. Exhale, bend our knees, hinge forward from our hips, and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, rise all the way up. And bring our hands together in front of our heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, rise all the way up. Exhale, chair, sink our hips back. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, rise all the way up. And chair, sink our hips back. Sweep up. And fold. We're going to continue to flow just like this, warming up our bodies. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, rise up. And chair, sink our hips back. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, rise all the way up. And chair, sink our hips back. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Now from here, we're going to slowly walk backwards towards the back of our mat. So shift your weight on one foot, step back, toes touch the floor, put your heel down, lift your front foot, lift it up and back, toes touch the floor, lift your front heel, and step back. Always keeping a foot in contact with the floor until you make it off your mat. Then we're going to step forward. Heel, toes, lift our back heel, land our front heel forward, and put our toes down. Lift our back foot, front heel, toes, lift our back foot, tap down when you get to the front of your mat, and then we're going to reverse again. Lifting up, toes first, then our back heel, then lift our front foot, toes land first, then our heel, lift our front foot, toes, and heel. And then when you get to the back of your mat, hold and reverse. Heel first, then toes, lift our foot, back foot, heel, toes, lift our back foot, heel, toes, lift our back foot, heel, toes, and then reverse. Shift our weight back to our back foot, lift our front foot, land on our toes, then our heel, then lift our front foot and toes, heel, and then next foot, coming all the way back. Pause when you get to the back of your mat. And then we're going to imagine that we're walking a tightrope or a beam, and we're going to bring in our back foot, put our heel right in front of our toes, and then we're going to put the foot down, lift our back foot, put our heel down directly in front of our toes, put our toes down, lift our foot, put our heels down directly in front of our toes, shift our weight into our front foot, back foot lifts, heel, toes, back foot lifts, heel, toes. Don't worry about whether or not your line is actually straight. We're just focusing on crossing the midline. So then when we get to our front foot at the front of our mat, we're going to shift and go backwards, walking that same beam. So shift our weight into our back foot, lift our front foot. Toes are going to slide down the back of our heel. Then put our heel down, lift our front toes, and then step back, toes right at our heel. Put our heel down, nice and slow, lift up, toes, heel, lift our front foot, toes, heel, and keep going to the back of your mat. And then once you get to the back, you're going to switch again, forward, and then heel right at your toes. Put your toes down, heel, toes, heel, toes. And then reverse, taking it to the back of our mat. And then walk forward. And when we get forward, we're going to take our feet back out to hip width distance apart when we get to the front of our mat. When we get to the front, step your feet out. Then we're going to step our right foot to the side, unless you don't have enough room. So make sure you have enough room side to side. If you don't, just turn around, face the long edge. We're going to step our right foot out. Knee stays behind our toes. In order to do that, hips have to come back. Push off, come forward. Left foot, step it out. Knee is bent, hips back, spine is long. Push off, come back to center. Step out wide. Push off, come back to center. Step out wide, Push off, come back to center. Step out wide, push off, come back to center. Continue side to side. See if you can slow down your movement coming back in. Notice that when you slow down your movement coming back in, the standing leg has to work more. Let it work to balance your body. And then come back to center. And then from our center position, we're going to kick our right leg out and hold. Try to shift your upper body a little more upright. Then bring our right foot underneath us. Lift our left heel. Feel that gentle shift of our weight. Then kick our left foot out. Outer left hip has to work a lot. Try not to lean. Try to keep your body upright over your standing leg. Put our left foot underneath us. Kick your right foot forward. A little bit easier to keep our weight centered over our standing leg. Still balancing. Then kick our right foot back without moving our spine. So just reaching it back. Doesn't have to be straight. And then put our foot down underneath us. Lift our left heel. Feel our weight gently shift to the right. Kick our left foot forward. Feel how the belly engages to stay upright. And then kick our left foot back. Doesn't have to be straight. It's just behind us. Just changing how we hold our body in space. If our feet are moving and ankles are moving, congratulations, you're working. Put our foot down. We're going to lift our right heel. Feel the weight gently shift to the left. Feel your left knee soft and bouncy. We're going to kick our right foot forward 45 degrees. So not directly forward, not out to the side, but halfway in between. Now sweep our standing leg and reach back behind us like we were going to do a curtsy lunge, but we're not going to step back. Just reaching back. So it should cross behind you. Upper thighs are gently drawing towards each other. And bring our foot underneath us and put it down. We're going for 45 on our left foot. So shift your weight into your right leg. Kick your left foot forward and hold. And then going for a curtsy, keep our upper body upright, just sweep behind our leg. Draw your knees towards each other. Upper legs are trying to draw towards each other. And put our foot underneath us and relax. Stepping forward to the front of our mat, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, lower them down to the mat. And then we're going to flip over onto our back, grab our therapy balls and our block. Coming to lying down on our back, we're going to place the block underneath our head. Place the therapy balls in the bag on top of the block. And then we're going to place the base of our head, top of our neck, on top of the therapy balls, making sure we're not resting on our spine. Then close our eyes and soften. Let our upper back relax. Allow gravity to lengthen here a little bit. And slowly tip our head side to side, adding pressure to one side and then the other. Bringing our head back to center. Let's move the therapy balls down to the center of our neck and let our head relax back. And again, making sure the therapy balls are not on our spine in any way. We're going to begin to tuck our chin and then lift our chin back up. And tuck and lift. Continue to move on your own. And then bringing our head back to center. We're going to lift our head up off the therapy balls, remove them out from underneath us, remove the block, place the block off to the side, let our head come down to the floor and soften. And we're going to begin to work through the upper part of our spine. In order to do this, we need to have a lot of room. So I want you to roll to one side, scoot forward all the way to the front of your mat, and then place actually just hold on to the balls. We're going to come down to our back first. And then keeping the balls within the bag, we're going to roll to one side and place the therapy balls right at the top of our upper back, so below our neck. And then let our head come down. And as long as this feels okay for you, we're going to hold here. Remember, we're staying off of our spine. The space between the therapy balls is designed to have enough room to be able to completely stay off our spine as long as we line up the balls correctly. If this does not feel like your head can make it down to the floor, you can use a towel underneath your head, or you can use your hands underneath your head. Just be mindful of your shoulders while we continue to move down our spine. Then to move down our spine, we're going to lift our hips a little bit, scoot them back so we begin to arch our back just a tiny bit, not a lot. And then we're going to move our shoulders side to side. So like lifting one up, put it down, lift the other so that you can inch up just a tiny bit. And again, we're staying off of our spine. It's okay if the balls slightly tilt as long as they stay off our spine. Adjust your head so that you're comfortable in your neck. And again, you can have hands behind you if it feels okay. You can use your block underneath your head. You can use a towel underneath your head. Anything you need to support your body as we move down our spine. Walking our feet in towards our hips a little bit more. Lift our hips tiny bit, scoot them back like you're scooting them up towards your shoulders. And again, this is just a small amount. If you're using props, move them back. You're going to lift one shoulder and then the other, scooting down our back. Place your props back underneath your head if you need them. So we should be close to the mid part of our upper back. Walk our feet towards our hips a little bit. Inch our hips back. Move our props that are underneath our head, and then inch ourselves up the mat or moving the balls down our back a little bit more, and hold. And then moving up a little bit more. Holding and softening through our back. We should be getting really close to about mid back now. We're going to go one more time, scooting up. Should officially be at mid back. From this position, we're going to come off of the therapy balls, and you have a variety of ways to get off the balls. You can draw your elbows to your side, lift your head, and roll up, and then come off the balls altogether. You can roll to one side and grab the balls, or just move them out from underneath you. Moving all your props. And we're going to come to lying down on our back, extending our legs out in front of us. Let them relax out. Closing our eyes and allowing our spine to soften into a neutral position. allowing our nervous system to reset itself to accommodate this new position we've created in our bodies. Drawing our awareness back to our bodies. Let's bend our knees. Let our breath begin to deepen. And roll to our right side, pressing ourselves up. Find our way back to a comfortable seat. Rising up tall through our spine, noticing how we feel through our upper back, how we hold our head, our shoulders, our neck. And then bringing our hands together in front of our heart, sealing in all that we found in this practice today as a gift of learning about our body, how to honor it, how to take care of it, and how to do that off of our mat in ways that honor us. Namaste.